Okay, what's up, guys? Today, in the follow-up to my Brains versus Bronze video, we are going to make a video on why modern warfare in today's age does not work. I'm trying to keep the videos as interconnected as possible, so when I do one video on one topic, I will try and make a follow-up video just to keep things in order. So no one wins in a war now that we have modern weapons. It's not like the old days where it's the guys in the blue fight the guys in the red in some field. Then there is a simple winner and a simple loser, and it's all over and it's all done with. And the only casualties there were the ones who wanted to fight in the first place. Were the only people who died were the people who partaked in it, just hitting each other with clubs and swords. I've already said this, but I'm just pointing it out again. But now, due to modern weaponry, war now no longer discriminates. You no longer have to take part in war and you can still die in it because bombs and guns don't discriminate. And bombs drop from airplanes over cities. It doesn't matter if you want to take part in the war or not, bombs will still kill you anyway. So with the good old sword fight, it was only the noble martyrs who died, but now that we have conventional warfare, everyone, even if people who don't want to fight, still die anyway. So it means the women, the children, and the people not wanting to take part also get destroyed. And a bomb causes a huge amount of damage and will just kill everyone in that civilization that is trying to destroy. Modern weaponry causes so much infrastructural damage. They turn the lands they hope to colonize or inhabit into junkyards anyway, that there's nothing to gain anyways. It ain't like the old days where the Ottomans come and gain all the riches of Constantinople, because swords and muskets don't cause that much infrastructural damage to a civilization. Extremely hard to destroy buildings with swords. So in doing so, the Ottomans gained Constantinople, taking out the Byzantines while still inheriting the golds which made Byzantine, simply because they thought with military strategy that would take out the enemy without destroying the city. But if the Ottomans were to attack Constantinople with missiles, RPGs and assault rifles, what would be the point, since they were seeking would have been destroyed during the war process? For example, it's like if I wanted a diamond in a room, but in order to get that diamond, I have to trash the room to get the diamond. Also, once I trash the room, is there a point in even inhabiting or rebuilding that room? As rebuilding would cost more than the diamond was worth. Also, that's why Iraq and Syria is currently a mess, because it's just in a time of conventional modern warfare. Also, if I was to stay in that trashed room, it won't be long till ants and fungus start spreading, in the case of insurgents, which would be harder to maintain than the individual who I stole the room from anyways, and by trashing the room to get the diamond, chances are I have already trashed all the other jewellery. I've trashed the jewellery in order to get the jewellery in that room to go with it, so it's a bit like, in order for me to get the city of Rome, I have to burn down Rome to the ashes, and then what's the point in capturing Rome? So that's why modern war is just stupid, because there's nothing to gain from it, especially now that we have nukes. So, however, if I just trash the room, steal the diamond, and run without responsibility of the trash room, then it looks like theft. Also, it makes me now less safe in the sense that the person's house I've trashed will most likely want revenge, will gather up a gang to pay me a visit on my doorstep. I will then be condemned by the entire neighbourhood, international community. Also, people will use this one theft in history to forever condemn me. So instead, I notice societies, especially America, realise this. So when it comes to stealing the diamond, they first make up a rumour that this person contains a stolen diamond or is a child molester. So when he does steal the diamond, people actually praise the theft instead of having sympathy for the actual victims. So don't be fooled by the WMDs and all that sort of thing, chemical attacks. It's just people try to have a moral compass to justify why their killing is good. And most importantly, the loss of life, traumatic experiences. People have to go through the mental problems that increase due to trauma, their need for vengeance through violence, the depression of having loved ones die, families becoming unstable. The after-war period will only illustrate frustration of that these people have lost everything. So even when the war is over, expect insurgent groups to take over now, having an angry, upset and traumatized populace to easily exploit and recruit. That's why so much Iraqis joined ISIS, because they had to make up for compensation of all their losses of wealth and loved ones, that they felt that they had nothing to lose anyway, so they became terrorists. So, where instead of rebuilding their country, trauma leads to the hatred of just killing each other afterwards, and that society will never develop after being invaded. So, war, a system now where you destroy all the valuables you want to fight an insurgency much harder than the army, not being able to gain the land because you turned it into a junkyard, and leaving it looking like a bad guy when now insurgency fought before, now taking control, leading to refugee populations, displacement, the displacement of an angry and traumatized group of people who will more likely harm other people out of frustration, and you being in debt for no progress whatsoever and forever being blamed for this incident in history, and now to point where everyone else dies. So that's why I just think war in the modern era, in the modern period, is a waste of time. One, because what you're trying to capture or seize just becomes a junkyard, it becomes totally wrecked. Two, you will just get blamed for it and look like the bad guy and people will just keep reminding you of how evil you are for doing it. And three, just on a moral compass, just on a moral scale, that you're doing humanity no good. And in the case of the Syrian refugee crisis, you may be doing your own, by trashing somebody else's neighbourhood, it will just make your own neighbourhood into a shithole as well. So yeah, so that's just my views on modern warfare and why no one wins in war nowadays. So it's best to keep the peace. Bye.